So I went back, rewrote some of it, and then also added in a chapter on like mental health, like my relationship with myself, because like most people last year, I lost my fucking mind. Yeah, and it was just for so long in my life, man. I have been shitting on people that meditate since I can fucking remember. And I mean that in both senses, verbally shitting on them and while their eyes are closed, just shitting on their laps just to see how peace they truly are. Like, ignore what's going on around you. And now I'm balls deep in meditation. Like,
How long are you meditating at a time? Is it like a 5-minute thing, or you're like, no, I'm going deep, deep?
I try to do like 20 a day, but
Mm-hmm.
and I started doing like Sam Harris has a good app called like the Waking Up app.
Sure.
And like 9 out of 10 of his meditations are great. Like it's about, like I learned a lot about basically how insane I am. I had no idea that like I wasn't my own thoughts. Like just any thought that came into my head, I'm like, oh well, that's me. I'll just act on that. And then he's suddenly sort of explaining that you don't have to react to these things, and it was really eye opening. But then 1 out of every 10 of his meditations is the most rage inducing shit. Like literally, like I get like 12 minutes into these things, and I just fucking scream. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, because like he's got this fucking thing, and it's called like the Headless Way, and basically some cunt climbed up a fucking mountain like Everest or some shit, and while he was up there, had the fucking profound realization that he had no head, because like everyone else had a head, and I know it's all like a fucking analogy, but like everyone else had a head, but he just had this place where all these experiences came in. He could see the nose at the end of it, and he was just a receptor for the world. And Sam Harris fucking loves this guy, thinks he's God's gift to the world, despite the fact that he's an atheist. And so you're sitting doing this meditation, and he goes, okay, so where is consciousness, right? And he's whispering it into my ear. So I'm like, it's in my head. And he goes, is it behind your eyes? And I'm like, yes. And he goes, is it underneath the top of your head? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, what about the back of your head? Is your consciousness in front of that? And I'm like, fuck, yeah, yes, it fucking is. That's where consciousness is. And he goes, no. And I'm like, yes. Right, Sam Harris, if you truly believe that consciousness is not in the head, let me take a fucking baseball bat to your head, right? And if you fall unconscious, you have to concede that I'll hit you in the toe, and if you fall unconscious then, fair enough, then it's all over your fucking body. But if you only get unconscious when I hit you in the head, you have to fucking concede this point. And I know it's a spiritual analogy or something, but it doesn't sit with me, man. So my girlfriend's there, and I just go, do you mind if I just meditate here? And she's like, of course. It's like a quiet thing that you do. And I'm just there muttering fucking death threats under my breath. She's like, it's fucking it's fucking horseshit. And then I have to go download a different meditation app to get over that one. It's been a whole thing. Basically, what I'm saying is I've got a lot to work on still.
What was the thing that pushed you into even trying it?
Oh man, it was during the lockdown. I'd gone from like an 18-month really intense tour of like traveling around the world, and every day going on stage in front of roomfuls of people who fucking adored me, right? Mm-hmm. And that was where I got all of my self-worth from strangers, right? And fucking strangers that loved me were plentiful. And then suddenly I'm just in my house and there's no audience and I've got no creative outlet. And I'm like most people, you just suddenly sit there going, like, is my job over now? Like, am I still, relevant? Like, if, so many people are struggling during this, like the last thing they want to hear is some Scottish twat just fucking effing and jeffing talking about there being no God and being a miserable. I'm like, I might not see the end of it. And then I'm just going, and I've got no other skills. Like, it's the only thing I can do. And I never really learned how to get my self-worth just from myself. I'd never had to do it. So I'm just tapping my girlfriend on the shoulder like every day while she's working from home going, hey, I need you to give me the love of 1,000 strangers. I need you to fill the void. I know you're on a call, but like I'm really struggling. Okay, I'll just go smoke some weed in a beanbag. That'll help me out.
I relate to that a lot. There have been many times in this past year that I've just straight up said, hey, I just need some attention real quick.
and
I feel that.
it's such like a weak, needy part of yourself, and you
Yeah.
feel so fucking pathetic for asking it. And also after the tour, like I was the last 5 months of my tour, like I was a shit person, man. Like I was just exhausted, and I was so bored of touring. I was so bored of the fucking show because it was the show X, so it was about sexual assault. The last 30 minutes were like a really emotional bit of the show, and I just had to keep fucking reliving it every night, and then sleeping for 3 hours, and then flying to the next place, and I just became so angry. Like there was times when I was walking on stage, and for the first time ever, going, I don't want to fucking be here. Like I really do not, and it was a horrible feeling because there's a room full of people that have, saved up money. They've got a babysitter, and I still managed to do the show. But you never want. The part of me resented the audience because I'm like, the only fucking reason I'm here right now is because you fucking made me be here. Like if I could cancel this, but I can cancel the shows because if I was going to cancel the shows, I can't disappoint people. So I'm like, I need to cancel the show and then use that Men in Black memory thing to like wipe their memory that there was ever a show in the first place. So I got back in December and just signed myself up to therapy immediately. I was like, I'm angry, I'm bitter. I don't like how I'm talking to my manager. I don't like how I'm treating my friends. I don't like the resentment I have. And I was just, I really lost myself. So I just took it upon myself. I'm like, get yourself sorted out, man. Fucking get your head back on straight. And it's been great since then. And also this fucking pandemic has really given me perspective.
Oh yeah.
Like,
this is we all got the rainy day, and that's the nicest way we can fucking refer to this. We all but I feel like we're fucking sun starved right now.
yeah. And I've definitely got the love for stand up again. Like I'm so excited for, whenever this is over and whenever it's safe to do so, to just, get back out there and to, man, there was some really unprofessional points on that tour, but like I didn't learn any lessons because I'd done the show so many times that it was second nature. There's one point, I can't remember what it was. I think we were in Germany somewhere, and I had a weed pen, and literally before I went on stage, I looked my support act Kai dead in the eyes and just took the biggest fucking hit, like fucking lung full of weed, right? Sucked it all in and just went, I don't give a fuck anymore. And they went, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Sloss, and then still had a great show. So I didn't learn any lessons. I'd go on stage, I'd have like a fucking half a bottle of whiskey before I went on, and because I'd done it so many times, it was just muscle memory. And
Do you think that comes from like there's like something inside that is like daring you to fail in some fashion? Like you're just like, this, I'm walking this fucking tightrope. I've done this fucking thing. If it maybe I'm imploded. Like what is that?
100%. It was, man. It was. This is too easy and it's too the same. Like, and by that's all on me. Like, it's my show. I had the power to fucking mix it up every day. But I remember, because I wanted to be present on stage, and I found that when I was sober, my mind was just running in 1,000 different directions. But when I went on too high or too drunk, there'd be a moment where I'm on stage and I go, I'm too fucked for this. And that really made me then focus on the show, because I'm like, okay, they can't know. They can't. Like, people have come to see it. I've got to give my best here. And it made me focus more. And it's a really unhealthy way to make yourself focus more. Man, I was just... I was just getting closer and closer to the bull. I was just going, I'm fucking bulletproof. Let's see what happens here. Like the second I have a bad show, that's the lesson I'll learn, and I won't do it again. But it just, it didn't happen. Mind you, this is from my perspective. You'll probably talk to some people in Germany.
They were like,
"Oh,
horrible show."
Yeah, Jesus.
Garbage.
He slurred his way through it. He did like 20 minutes of Chappelle's material and thought we wouldn't know.